connecting with our guests. So important. And so that is really, I think, the first part of the show that you need to focus on. The second part is the shopping experience. And this is very, very important, that you are at the table. That you are at the table and that you partnered with your hostess. And that you have said to her, you know what, I'm going to be working the table and helping the ladies with their design choices. And I may need you to write up a few orders for me. Are you going to be okay with that? They're not going to tell you no. They're not going to tell you no. So I've always taught my hostesses how to write up an order. It is a 5-second conversation. Shauna, this is the order form. You put down what they want. You put down the tax, which is, whatever it is, and $4 shipping. And they make the checks to me. I'm coaching her so that I can have that time at the table, the shopping experience. Because that's when you get your bookings and you get your prospects. And here's a little tip, okay? So you know how they're saying things like, oh, I really like that necklace, but it's $59, and my husband told me that I could only spend $25. This is what I would do if somebody said that to me. Well, I would touch her on the shoulder and go, we need to consider a girls' night out. And then walk away. Walk away at that point. You need to consider a girls' night out. Okay, Lisa, how are things going over here? What have you tried on? What are your favorite? Do you understand what I'm getting at? Because if I'm over here with Kay and I'm telling her, Kay, you need to think about a girls' night out. You would get all this jewelry free and half price, and it would be so amazing for you to have all of your friends over. It would just be the greatest time, and then you can have everything you want. Your husband won't even care. What if you just said, girl, you need to have a girls' night out, and walk off? And then, when you are with Kay at the checkout station, you can just touch her arm and go, so what do you think? Do you understand what I'm getting at? It's just a little technique, if you will, of setting the hook. But you know how it is with fishing. You guys know this illustration, right? You set the hook. And if you get too excited and start jumping up and down, that fish jumps right off that hook. So you set the hook, right? And what do? You reel it a little bit. You pull back a little bit on it. Just kind of bring it a little closer to you. And then you let it out just a little bit more. And then you bring it back in. And that is the way it is with sponsoring and with shows. It's all about developing a relationship with the people at your show. So they have your trust. So they like you. People will invite you over if they like you. And you can learn to do that. So during that shopping experience, I want you to think about that. Planting seeds. You know what, Sarah? You should totally have a show. We would have a blast. And then hightail it over to someone else. Okay? Just think about that. The psychology behind that is really, really true. At checkout. We're going to talk about checkout. Now, I want to tell you something. Checkout's where it's all happening. I do play or pass. That's the booking activity I use. I call it play, I don't call it pass, but I do that. And if 3 women play, I give away a handbag to my hostess. So I know you're all wondering, what do you do for a booking activity? That's what I do. What I do for a sponsoring activity is I do a very brief description or a very brief role play of big money. And at the very end of my show, it goes something like this. I'm on a mission to help as many women as I can create their own strong economy. Because this is what I have found. For most of us, there is more month left than money. And I have the answer, and I just want you to take some information home about it tonight. That's all I say. I mean, because, the truth be told, I'm not going to sponsor anyone standing up in front of them. I just want to have a compelling of enough story with a wow factor so that when I try to give them the info packet, they'll take it home, right? So I just say, hey, here's the deal. This is it, and then we're going to shop. Just need you to know I'm on a mission. I know you'll be shocked. I really want to help as many women as I can create their own strong economy. I just wonder if anyone in this room has more month left than money. Could that be you? If so, I have something for you to look at. I want to show you what this looks like. Premier Designs pays us a 50% commission on everything we sell. Then I get my big money out. And I might walk up to Kay. Now, you know I'm saying one, so you know this looks different every time, right? You're okay with that? If you're choleric, you're going to do the same thing every time with the same verbiage, and that's great. Mine never sounds the same way twice. But what I'm trying to get across does, and I might say to Kay, Kay, here's the deal. Let's say you become a jeweler, like me, and you go out and you do your first show, and it's a $400 show. How much would you make that night? And I hand Kay $200. And then I go to the next person. I go, Lisa, girlfriend, same song, second verse. Let's say you become a jeweler and you go out and do your own show. How big do you want your show to be? Any number's fine. They always say 1,000. And I say, oh, Lisa, I love that about you. Lisa, how much would you make if you made 50% of that 1,000? And I hand her $500. And I go, I just want to show you this. It's this simple. I have information for you to take home tonight. I'm going to give that to you at checkout. Then shut up. This is where we get data dump syndrome, where we just start unloading. Oh my gosh, it's the best company in the world, 26 years, they're debt-free, they're based on biblical principles. You know, we have 2 rallies a year, you're going to sign up for ProPay and take credit cards. I mean, this lady has not really expressed a lot of interest. But it's really true. It's the same way at checkout. Cool, calm, and collected. And they come out up to check out with me. Now, Kay comes up to check out. Kay comes up, she's got her order form, she's got her guest survey. Now, my guest survey, it's 1 to 10, what's your interest level in? Number 1, hearing more about Premier. Number 2, inviting me over for a girls' night out. Number 3, being invited to my VIP night. Okay? On a scale of 1 to 10. So, 10 being I'm in. So, Kay comes up, and I say, okay, Kay, where's your guest survey? Oh, I left it. You guys know what I'm talking about. I left it over on the sofa. Run and get it for me. Okay, so Kay runs and gets it. She comes back, and I go, okay. Now, Kay has circled 3 on her guest survey. Now, this is what I say to Kay. Kay, I'm so glad that you're getting the Remix necklace and earrings. You're going to love it. It's going to go with everything. It'll be your go-to piece. Wow, I see you circle a 3. Here's the deal. I'm going to send this information home with you. This shows how much money I've made. You know, it's got a little, my last 5 home shows in it, and some information about the company. I'm going to give you a call in the next day or 2 just to visit with you. What is Kay going to say? No, I don't want it. Fine, leave it on the sofa. Sometimes they do. I don't care. I'm not trying to get all 10 people at the show to take the packet. I'm trying to get 3. That's a personal goal, and I do have a sense of urgency. Okay? So let's say Lisa comes up. Okay, so now Lisa comes up, and I'm checking Lisa out. Now keep in mind, girls, the checkout station is always set up second. First thing you set up is your jewelry display, number 1. Number 2, before you have tasted the cheese dip, I want you to set up the checkout station because it is the second most important place in the room, okay? And I'm not saying like some companies it needs to be up the stairs and down the hall, but it does need to be kind of away from, like I always will set up like if it's a big kitchen, don't set up in the middle of the island where everybody's going to be. Set up kind of over by the stove, or if she has a desk in her kitchen, set up on her desk. And I always like to say, okay, next, I'll be in my office. Who's next? I just like to play with them. But let's say, Lisa comes up, she's ready to check out, and so the first thing you always do is compliment their purchases. And I would say, now I'm not going to say, I wouldn't say to Lisa, Lisa, you chose the sunny necklace. It's going to be your go-to piece this summer. No, I just said not to carry. Get a few lines in your arsenal. Lisa, you're going to love that necklace. Now, Lisa has circled a 6 on her. None of these are 10s. You see what I'm saying? I don't care. To me, frankly, I don't even care if there's a number on there. I don't even care if they've circled it. I would still say to Lisa, hey Lisa, I want to send this information home with you about Premier. And I'm going to give you a call in the next couple of days and see if it's something you'd be interested in hearing more about. Now Lisa may say to me, no, I'm really not interested. Really? You're not, do you not have a need that, or have you done something like this before? Or I'm going to have a conversation with her. Usually when they say, no, I'm really not interested, they give me the reason to. And it'll go something like, no, I tried Mary Kay, or no, my husband travels, or, something along those lines. And I just say to her, would you mind taking it anyway, looking it over, and passing it on to someone who has a need that we can meet? The bottom line, I sponsored 2 people last week. One was a pearl, like this. And so just your job is to try to get 3 packets out the door. That's it. Don't overthink it. And some of these girls will take it at checkout and leave it on the island. I don't go, hey, who left the packet on the island? Because I don't care. I don't mean to sound nasty. I'm looking for the people who want the info. But you don't know if you don't ask. You know what I mean? And I just love it when they circle like a 1. Wow, a 1? So like you want to sign up tonight, I can see that in you. And I just kind of play with them, and it's fine. Eventually the person with a 10 is going to come up. Now when that person with an 8, 9, or 10 shows up, we got to go back into the calm, cool. Because you're seeing this number and you have already bought your red dress. So when they come up and they have that number, you say the same thing that you said to everyone else. I love the fact that you got the Pearl Splash necklace. That's going to be one of our top sellers this spring. I'm so excited to send this information home with you. Look it over. I'm going to call you in the next day or 2. That's all I do. That's it. Okay? And sometimes they have questions. Well, I sat there and watched you all night, and I just kept thinking, that's something I really want to do. And I'd say, you know what, Ann? I'm excited to share this with you. But what you don't want to do is go, oh yeah, I am. I was watching you too, girl, and I just kept thinking, you're just going to be amazing at this. You're going to be my next leader. Oh my gosh, you're going to take over the company. I mean, before you know it, lady's freaked out. She thinks you're a stalker. Just be calm about it. Take a cleansing breath and move on. Okay.